Hello, beautiful beings, love and laughter. Tanya Rainbow Horse here. Thank you so much for showing up to receive the message. This video is going to be about and is for people who find it challenging at times with maybe certain people staying on their own path, staying in their own energy. They feel like they have to jump in on a chaotic situation or emotional roller coaster of somebody else's life. This is really who I'm speaking to today. For the most part, I was very blind to this situation. And it seems like since May, I've been uncovering how I've been taking on other people's emotions and experiences. And through that, this is a deepened layer on this topic. So, a few people in my life specifically, not sure why I've attached. Okay, actually, I do know why. So, we all have people in our family who struggle, or our friends that struggle in different ways than us. And I must have placed some kind of limiting belief on a couple people in my family and friends to where that I thought that they are not capable of handling situations, or I think really what it boils down to is their situations are uncomfortable to me and they make me feel unsafe. And so in that response, I kind of get carried away on the bandwagon, and I get carried away on that bandwagon of their emotional experience, and I feel like I'm responsible for what they're going through. And it got to a point where it was like I couldn't even communicate or connect with them through that situation or help them because I was so caught up emotionally in the situation, like fight or flight, straight up, like it was happening to me, that I had all sorts of emotional things coming up through me and I didn't understand what was going on. I was not understanding why I was cultivating and listening all this anger and frustration and fear around these certain struggles that people around me have gone through. And so one of those recently has happened to me. It's been a huge learning experience. So I lashed out in a situation where somebody was struggling in a situation that I didn't feel comfortable or safe in. Okay. I think that is the key point here. Other people go through struggles and I can manage that, but certain ones hit close to my heart, like as in a fear of mine or something that's extremely uncomfortable and I have anxiety around, and then I latch onto that. It's not even my situation. It's not my energy. It's not my drama. It's not my problem to deal with. But I latch onto that and I'm going off into their path and getting into their energy and stressing them out because of my own inner conflict. And I suggest this is probably a situation that happens a lot, especially with like maybe family members or friends that have triggered us, or certain family members or friends bring big lessons to us, like really help us unpeel parts of ourselves that we don't necessarily understand, or we uncover some emotional situations underneath the layers of, resistance and connecting with certain traumas and experiences. So I'm off the band. Well, excuse me. I'm going to slow down, grounded in my body. Okay. So I'm all wound up and connected into this person's energy field, emotion, situation, and I'm just straight up in fight or flight mode and fearful about the situation. And I'm going off the rails. My monkeys are coming out. And, I'm just smearing my emotional juice all over everybody with the situation. And now this person can't even navigate their situation because they're so stressed out because I'm projecting all of my junk on them. Can you see how this can be a very amplified and stressful situation? Not only for me now, for somebody else who's already, that's their situation, they're already in it, and I can't even fathom the ideas, thoughts, and challenges they're already going through navigating this challenging situation, but now they've got mine on top of theirs. So, in this situation, I literally stepped back and I was like, Spirit, what's going on here? And Spirit was telling me, hey, you're crossing over your path into somebody else's path. And I was like, okay, I can see that. I'm going to step back. I'm going to peel back the layers on my end, and I'm going to let that person deal with theirs. So I've been doing that. I've been sitting in that cauldron and percolating. And what came up for me was not only did I have a belief that this person is incapable of taking care of themselves or navigating themselves out of the situation, I was giving so much of my power to their situation, giving it away, that it felt like my own. See how I just like put it on them and I'm like, this is my situation and I'm responsible for it because that's my energy going there. No, I'm not responsible for anybody else's situation but my own. I went through several days where I had to continually pray upon this and ask the universe to help me cut down the link, to detach, and to totally come back over here and center and ground into my own body and connect here. And I've had to talk myself through this belief over and over again. People are capable of taking care of themselves. People get the lessons they need from the universe to navigate. It is not my place to play God or goddess or universe and say they shouldn't be going through that or to judge that situation. It's not my place to do that. It's not my place to say that if they can or can't do it, or if they're going to fail or if they're not. It's not my place to get in their business. I can have loving compassion and send them light and love all day. That's on my path. But as soon as I start telling them what to do and fixating my energy on them, now I'm moving into territory that's not my own. So I just got to keep bringing that energy back in each moment where I start getting carried away. And then now I ask myself, why do I feel responsible for that person? Because yes, their situation makes me feel unsafe. The situation they're in would be my greatest fear. And that's really the unpacking here. I took on responsibility of that because that's my greatest fear. And I wouldn't know how to navigate it. And I might be going bananas and bonkers. And I might be wanting to hide and escape. And I don't know how I'd manage it. But that's not my lesson to experience. That's not my situation to even dive into. So I get to practice handing over control, handing over their energy back to them, and sending them on their way in love and light. So much love and light. And reminding myself, this is where I belong. This is where my energy is. This is where my lessons are. This is where my prayers are. This is where my power is. Not over there with somebody else. So whenever I find my mind wandering over there, I bring it back over here. And I say, I take my power back out of that situation. I take my power back out of that situation. I take my power out of that situation. I take my power back. I call my power back to me. And I remind myself, I'm navigating my own challenge. I'm on my own path. I stay on my own path. And whenever I get shiny syndrome, I'm like, oh, there's that. I bring myself back. And that's how it starts to unravel and to release and to let go. You know, it's probably going to take a few times for you to really ground yourself back in, because it feels so real when you are emotionally invested in somebody else's situation that scares the shit out of you. There's so much emotional investment there. You can just really tell how much of your power you've placed onto them. A lot. You've placed your power onto them. You've placed your fears onto them. Emotional chaos right there. But I get to take it back. I get to own it. I get to use it as a lesson. As I peel that curtain back, it's revealing to me different things about myself. Oh, so that's a situation that is an energetic minimum for me, and I would never allow myself to even get there. Not saying I wouldn't be there, but I already have a place where I consider standard, and that's where I belong. That's where I sit. That's where I believe for myself. And just because somebody else's standards don't meet mine doesn't mean I have the right to project those standards onto them. I get to pull them back in and bring that power back into me and transform it into some love and light to use it as prayer. All right, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for showing up to receive the message. Love and laughter. Until next time on the next video. Oh.